Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Rebecca Checo. I'm the admissions coordinator at the English Language Institute, Pace University. Welcome back, welcome. We are here with one of our alumni, Tomasz. He'll be able to introduce himself a little bit later. But I'm also here with my colleague, Daniel.
Hi, everybody. I'm Daniel Lankowski, and I'm one of the directors here at the English Language Institute. And I'm really excited to talk to Tomasz today. I worked very closely with Tomasz when he studied with us during the summer a few years ago from Poland.
Yes, we're very excited to have Tomasz here. So welcome Tomasz. Thanks so much for being here and talking about your experience. Why don't you go ahead and let us know a little bit of who you are, describe a little bit where you come from, your home country, and yeah, take the floor.
Okay, hello everyone. Thanks guys for having me here. I'm really excited to tell about my experiences in New York. So my name is Tomasz and I'm from Poland. Right now I'm in Warsaw. I study here. I study computer science at the Military University of Technology. But originally I'm from the southern part of Poland, from a village called Warszawa.
Nice. So what exactly made you want to travel to the United States and learn English?
The reason I came to New York was because I've been awarded with the Kosciuszko Foundation scholarship, and because of that scholarship, I had a chance to move to New York for an intensive English course at Pace for the summer holidays, and I attended the 7-week course at Pace. So it was basically an English course. I attended many different classes. For example, grammar and vocabulary. The walking tour. Oh my God, I love that type of classes because I got a chance to hear from a New York residents about all of those beautiful places. So I was just amazed. And the rest of the classes, for example, writing and conversation.
So you were here in the summertime. That's an amazing time to be in New York City, is the summertime. I would say definitely anytime, but the summertime in New York City is top-notch level. So I can imagine you having the best time while you were out here.
Yeah, it was amazing. And for sure, it wasn't summertime sadness. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
So I know you were here, I think it was in July and August when you were traveling here. Do you remember what it was like during your first few weeks in the US and in New York, and what that experience was like being here?
Maybe I'll start from the beginning. So I came to the United States at July 2nd. The moment I came out of the airport, I was just shook because the temperature and everything was just amazing. It felt like Miami, but it wasn't. So, the first week, I was exploring the city on my own, and I got a chance to see all of the fireworks and the parade during your national, the 4th of July. So I even went to the parade and walked a few blocks. It was amazing. Like I loved how to say that?
Was it like
okay.
The climate, everything.
Like the atmosphere,
yeah,
and how everything
environment, surroundings. Yeah.
It was amazing. So a week later, I started my first classes at Pace. So classes were basically from Monday to Thursday, I think. Yeah, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And most of the classes were like speaking lectures. I'm mentioning this because it was totally different from the classes we are having in Poland, because
really?
we distinguish the type of classes to lectures. By lectures, I mean the moment when professor is having like monologue.
Mhm.
It's all about theory, and the different type of classes are practical ones when we students have to do some exercises. So it was different because in the US, all of the classes were like the connection of those two. I mean, the connection of a practical and a theoretical class, but we were mostly talking about the different problems, and I really liked the way it was run, I think.
Mhm. Yeah, the way the teacher ran the class. So, I mean, what about that did you like? You said monologue, so I imagine, you know, back home, it sounds like maybe the teacher is talking a lot more and the students aren't as interactive with the instructor or with each other. So in New York, you found it to be different when you were studying at Pace?
Yeah, like the type of classes at Pace were much better because when we were talking about everything, it was becoming much more clearer to understand and to learn, to be honest.
Do you think was it easier to learn English being in New York maybe than back home in Poland, or was it more enjoyable? Like, what was that kind of like?
Yeah, it was definitely much more enjoyable because I was surrounded by the language. There were no Polish people in my group.
Mhm.
There was one girl, Chopin. She was speaking Russian, so when the others were speaking their native language, I had a chance to speak a little bit Russian. So it was pretty nice. But beside that, I don't want to say forced, but I was encouraged
Mhm.
to use English in order to communicate with others, and that the language English was the key of communication for all of us. So it was mm, mm, a, that pleasant way of learning language.
Do you remember who else was in your class? I remember seeing you had a lot of friends from different countries. What was that like?
Yeah, it was pretty nice. Like I was the only one from Poland. There were a few students from China, girls from Japan. We were friends at that time. We were doing a lot of walking tours together, so it was really nice. Also lunches. um, a close friend of mine, Czech, also called Suzit from Thailand, were also at my group, and Amon from China. So we were like friends at that time, and we had a lot of fun together doing, for example, dinners or shoppings or whatever.
You guys did a lot in your 6 weeks that you were here.
Yeah,
That's
unfortunately,
nice.
yeah. Like during the beginning of my stay in the US, I was a little bit scared because, as you can imagine, I was on my own.
Mhm.
Um, so first 2 weeks were like I was a little bit distant. I wasn't trying to go like very far away, but then when I realized that the time is ticking, the clock is ticking, I just pulled myself together and started to doing a lot of different trips on my own. For example, I made a map. By using Google Maps, I just picked many different places, and every other day I was just going there. And I even went to Cold Spring on my own.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I went for the hiking, and it was amazing because like in Poland, my hometown is surrounded by nature, forests, etc. And in New York, I was just amazed by the city. um, like seriously.
Yeah,
There's
talk about what kind of, because before you came to study that summer, did you come to New York City before that, or was your first time?
Oh no, the time when I came to New York for the first time was for the course, and
Right, right,
unfortunately,
right. So talk about, I guess, like you living in New York, if you found anything surprising or, yeah.
Okay, so I don't know where to start because there's so many things I want to mention. Like
talk about them all.
Do you have that many time? Yeah. So okay, where should I start?
Maybe like your favorite thing.
Favorite thing.
Yeah, favorite
At
things and like what
first,
surprised you maybe the most too. You know, maybe if you expected one thing to be a certain way, but it was different. Those are always good to hear also.
Yeah.
You know, my expectations weren't really specific because I didn't know what to expect.
Okay.
It was like I had some imagination in my mind, but when I was in New York and I saw all of those skyscrapers, those buildings, the city, the everything, the people, then I realized what it feels like to be in New York because everything is in a harmony. There's so many different things happening at the same time. The city never sleeps. That's true. And I really like that because I could go for a walk during the day, during the night, or in the morning. I have a little story to tell, but later. So I tried to spend all of my time in the city. I didn't want to sit in my apartment or whatever. I just wanted to do the walks, explore everything. The first time I went to the Times Square, I was like, oh my God, is this serious? Like the movies, everything cannot tell exactly what it feels like to be there. Like the screens, people, everything, crazy people dancing. I was just amazed. I was staring at them and having fun. Really, I just wanted to dance with them. It was that thing. I really loved the communication in the city. Like subway can bring you anywhere you want, and also the ferry. Oh my God, I loved the trips. Really, it was the little ship for me. Once I even went to the ferry at I think 4 a.m. It was during my last day. When I knew that I'm leaving tomorrow, I just told myself that I'm not going to sleep. I just wanted to explore the city. So I started from a walk next to the Empire State Building. I went to Times Square and Grand Central Terminal. And it was something around midnight. And it was the very first time when I see like only 3 or 4 people at the Grand Central Terminal.
Wow.
So yeah.
Very different than like at 5 p.m.
What?
When it's very different than like in the middle of the day or like in the evening during rush hour, which are like the busy times. It's packed in there. So I can imagine at midnight only seeing 3 or 4, it can be a little like weird.
Yeah, it was weird. It looked like it was abandoned or something, but it wasn't.
Right.
It was just
Oh,
the
that's
time
awesome.
that, yeah.
And you walked
Yep.
all that and then and you walked from like the Empire State Building to Times Square. You walked all that during your last night.
Yeah.
That's what I love. That's what I love about New York City is that you can just walk around and if you're here studying English with us, you can practice your English skills while you're walking around and you get to see different things and smell different foods or like listen to different people, talk to different people. So even though you're in class learning English, you're using it basically everywhere.
Yeah,
like,
right away,
know,
I think. You get
right
to,
away,
right when you walk out of class, you can practice.
Absolutely.
But I have a question because a lot of the time when I talk to students or in particular parents, parents sometimes are a little nervous about sending, their kids to New York by themselves. They should say safety or it's really far from home, So my question kind of for you, Tomasz, is would you describe New York as feeling as safe? Like, did you feel safe when you were walking around and taking the subway? Like, what would you say to the parents and the students that are a little nervous about just going to a bigger city?
Yeah, I'm really proud that you mentioned this because I wanted to tell it. I wanted to talk about it, but later. But I would probably forget about it. But the thing is, I've never experienced anything dangerous, or I've never been in an unsafe situation. So I was walking like at late nights during the night, and never anything happened to me. Like it was kind of surprising for me because here in Poland, I had a not really pleasant situation once,
Okay.
but in New York during my whole stay, I was just safe, and it was amazing because like the city, there's so many different people, but it was really safe, and I think I was kind of surprised, and I like that also.
Good. I'm sure that will make them all feel better. And also I want to check in because I know you were talking about your walking tours class earlier. So that's a class where I know one day you learn about a place in New York City or a group of people. And then the other day, the teacher will actually take the students out to go explore that neighborhood, or you guys have to do a lesson. I know sometimes you have to lead a tour. So can you tell us a little bit more about that class? It sounds like that might have been one of your favorite classes.
Yeah, the walking tour was really amazing. I love that classes. And that's right. At the beginning of the course, the teacher was some kind of tour guide. She brought us to many different places and shared the stories about those places. And when it came to evaluation, we needed to do the little presentation about the place we wanted to talk about. So in my case, it was a Greenpoint because I'm Polish.
Yeah, I live close to Greenpoint, very close. So
Really?
yeah, I live in Williamsburg. I don't know if you ever visited that area.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right next to Greenpoint. So there is a very big Polish community there.
Yeah. That's
awesome.
the reason.
Yeah. That's good though. That's good. So you were able to lead the tour throughout Greenpoint and talk about different things about the area.
Yeah, as you can imagine, I was stressed out, but it came out not that bad. I was talking about the Polish culture a little bit, and was showing to my colleagues and the teacher the places I wanted to like mention. There's this church. I don't remember the name, but it's really nice. It's when you came out of the Greenpoint station. It's not that far away from there. Also, there is this nice park at the river bank, but also I forgot the name. It was one of the best places when I went weekly to the Greenpoint because I was doing all of the grocery shopping at Polish stores because it's that thing I don't get it.
Right. No, I understand.
I think that's nice though, because you still can have kind of the comforts of, home. Like you're far away, you make new friends from all around the world, you're talking English, but it's kind of nice to know that at least you can buy like your favorite food maybe, in New York City, because there's just people from the entire world are here. I think that's what a lot of the students enjoy is you're far from home, but you can still find some of the small things that, make you happy or make you feel a little comfortable.
Yeah, it was pretty nice because every time I went to Greenpoint, I got a chance to talk in Polish with some of the girls working there. So I was like, oh, Poland.
Polish.
It felt like you were back for a little bit, but then once you literally walk a few blocks away, it's like different.
Yeah, exactly.
So you mentioned earlier you attended a lot of the student trips, like on the ferries and stuff. Do you want to talk about that? Do you have a one that you remember specifically that was like your favorite?
The most memorable trip we had, it was with Daniel, actually. We went to the Rockaway Beach.
Yep, the Rockaway Beach. Yep.
Rockaway Beach. I remember I was a little bit late, and I'm so sorry for that once again.
Oh, I don't remember.
He's like apologizing years later.
Yeah, I was in a rush. I was just running away, and it was terrible. But the anything bad happened because we got a chance to take the ferry, so we weren't late or anything. So the whole journey by the trip, no, it was ferry. Yeah, we went there by the ferry, and it was amazing to see the skyline and Manhattan from the middle of water. I remember this like very well because I enjoyed the whole trip. It lasted about, I don't know, 14 minutes, I think.
Yeah, the
Oh, the
ferry is not
ferry.
too long. Yeah, it's maybe 40 minutes, maybe 45 or so.
45, okay.
Yeah.
So then we got a chance to explore the area and swim a little bit. It was really nice. Like it was the ocean, but the weather weren't that bad. Like Baltic Sea is colder. I can promise you that.
Oh yeah.
I think, yeah, that we usually try in the summer do beach trips. So we usually do
Yeah.
two. We'll go to Coney Island in Brooklyn, and then the Far Rockaway Beach out in Queens. And it's, besides going to the beach, is really fun. You know, another reason why we do it is the students don't realize that there's so much beach in New York City, you know, and you can get there. We took the ferry that day, but you can also take the subway from Pace. You can just ride the A train straight to the beach and get there like in an hour.
Yeah.
So everything's so connected and not too far here. So the students really enjoy that, because I don't think when people pack their suitcases, they plan to go hang out on the beach in New York City with their school in the summer. So
Yeah, for sure. For me being a local New Yorker, I've taken the subway to the beach many times. So yeah, I think that's something definitely people are surprised when they come to New York, is that there's so much beach. And in the summertime, it's like, you know, everyone's out there. So that's awesome. I'm glad you had that amazing experience, Tomasz, because it sounded
it
nice.
was amazing. And thanks to ELI, because like on my own, I would not probably go there because it would be too far away for me. But when it came to a group trip, it was really amazing, and I'm grateful for that.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. Do you have any advice for like any prospective students that want to come and learn English? Any advice from your experience? You know, some of them might be nervous about making friends, and it sounded like you had a really good group of friends. So any advice you would like to share with them?
Firstly, don't be scared. I know at first it might be overwhelming to just be in New York because the city is enormous and beautiful at the same time. And second, there is no need to be worried about not making friends because everyone is just friendly. Everyone wants to talk to you, and it's like a blister. Like everyone is don't want to harass you or anything. So even people like walking around at the city and just like just walking, and there will be at least one person that will try to talk to you and make a conversation. It's really nice because it's so easy to make new friends and get a chance to meet new people. And who knows what would happen. Like it may be sometimes a last longing relationship or something. So I really love the fact.
That's
and
great.
there's so many opportunities in the city because there's beaches and the city itself. Like if you don't want to go to get a sunburn or anything, don't be scared. It's not that bad. But you can just go and explore the city and Times Square, the Grand Central Building, the Central Park. It's amazing and it's enormous. So yeah. And even river banks. I really love the piers. Yeah, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The piers which are on the water.
Yeah. So I lived really close to one pier because I lived, as I can remember, at West Village. So yeah, I was running around and walking through the riverbank and next to the riverbank. So I really saw many different places. For example, so many different, like so many tennis courts, and even cinema. Yeah, once I had a chance to be a part of the outdoor cinema presentation or something.
Yeah, in the
To
summer
watch a
they'll
movie
show.
outside.
Yeah, it was amazing. Like people just sitting on the grass and laughing, because it was a comedy for sure, because everyone was laughing, or it was just me. I don't know. So it was amazing. As I said, there are so many different things to do. Like I enjoy walking around and just enjoying the city, because I love the city. When I was at the airport before my journey back home, I just promised myself that I will do everything to be back. And this is my goal, to be honest, because I came back to Poland. I'm at my pre-final semester, and then I want to do seriously anything to be back and to live in New York City, because this is how the city made me feel. It made me realize many different things. And I heard once that if you do this in New York, you can do it anywhere. So it was.
I love that quote. It's so New York. Well, it sounds like you had the quintessential New York experience, which, as I said, as a local New Yorker, makes me very proud, because I love New York and I love when people come to New York and have an amazing experience. So it sounds like you had a very, very, very perfect New York summer experience. So I'm happy to hear that, Tomasz.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks to you and your city.
Yeah. You're welcome.
A little thing.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I love that. Wow.
I love the surprise.
Wow, I love that.
I came prepared.
Good.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Well, I don't think we can top that.
I know, right?
Well, Tomasz, thank you so much for taking the time. I know you're, like you said, you're preparing for finals and for school, everything right now. I know you're very busy in Poland. We really appreciate you sharing your story and talking about your summer in New York City. It makes us all very happy to hear how much you enjoyed your classes at Pace University, and the friends you made, and exploring the city, joining the activities. I know you really did make the most out of your time here. And I'm sure the families and students watching will love the advice you gave them. So thank you so much. And we will be here waiting for you in New York the next time you can get here.
Yes. Yes. Thanks so much, Tomasz.
Thank you for having me and bringing back all of those memories. I'm really grateful, and thank you.
Yeah.